Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video, I'm showing you guys how to make one of my all-time favorite dishes, which is tteokbokki, which is basically Korean rice cakes. And look at that. Doesn't that look just amazing? I just can't even describe to you how delicious this is. And this is my mom's famous recipe, and my mom's tteokbokki is absolutely amazing. So let's get started with the video. So the first thing we're going to do is take some dried kelp and make some broth. So we're just going to take some pieces of dried kelp and put some water in there and bring that to a boil so that we create this kind of seafoody like broth. Now if you don't have kelp, then I would probably suggest using some veggie broth instead, but try to keep it low sodium because we're going to be adding some other things in there that's going to be very flavorful. While you're letting the kelp and the water make love, you are going to cut up your vegetables. So I'm just using cabbage. I'm just using an entire head of cabbage. You can use whatever vegetables you want. Cabbage is very common to use, and I think it's really, really good with this dish. You could also use carrots that you can slice up, also mushrooms, or whatever you prefer. So now we're going to use a bigger pot. Now originally I was going to take out the pieces of kelp and just use the kelp water, which is why I boiled it in a separate pot. But then later I just decided to add everything in there because I just got lazy, and also I don't mind the taste of kelp. So you could have all just done it in the same pot and not used the small pot. Anyway, now we're going to add some of the sauce ingredients. So you're going to add the gochujang, which is the red pepper paste. This is Korean red pepper paste. Yeah, you've seen me use this before. Once again, all of the ingredients and the amounts will be listed in the description box down below, so don't forget to check that if you would like to see how much I've used. Now we're taking some Gochugaru, which is red chili flakes. This is again Korean red chili flakes. Do not use regular chili powder, it's not the same thing. But if you don't have this, you can just use a bit of extra gochujang. I don't think it'll make a big difference. Now I'm just adding some minced garlic and some soy sauce. And for a sweetener, I'm using agave syrup. Now you can use whatever sweetener you prefer. You could also use maple syrup. I just had agave, it's the first thing I saw, so that's why I'm using agave. The next ingredient is totally optional, but this is my mom's secret ingredient, and it is half a cup of sake. Sake is a Japanese rice wine, and I guess it does something to the flavors. I'm not really sure what, but it makes it taste really good. But once again, totally optional. Now we're adding the cabbage into the mixture and just bringing everything to a boil and letting the cabbage cook. Now it's time for the main ingredient. These are Korean rice cakes, aka dduk. Say it with me, guys. Dduk. Alright, so this is what you don't want to do, what I'm doing right now. I'm taking this entire thing of dduk and I'm just sticking it into the broth without separating it first. What you want to do is go back in time and take that big thing of dduk and run it under cold water and then separate it so that it looks more like this when you put it into the broth. You want to make sure everything is separated before you put it into the broth. Now if it's frozen dduk, then you want to run under cold water for some time so that it can actually like defrost and then separate easily. So yeah, you live and you learn, guys. You live and you learn. So now you're just going to cook the dduk into the broth, and I did this on medium heat, I believe, medium to high heat. Now this is totally optional, but once the rice cakes have cooked quite a bit, I'm actually going to add a package of ramen noodles. Now I'm not adding any of the seasoning packets, I'm just adding the noodles into the mixture, and this is totally not the traditional way of making tteokbokki, and you do not need to add this, but this is an actual dish in Korea. It's called ddukbokki, which is basically a mix of ramen and tteokbokki, so ddukbokki, that's how they say it in Korea. Yay! and it is very, very delicious. I think ramen noodles go great with this, so you're just gonna kind of add that in there and let it all cook. Next, you're going to add some chopped up green onions into the mixture, and then what you want to do is just let the flavors just kind of make love, like I always say, and let it all cook. Now what you want to do is make sure the rice cakes are completely soft and chewy by the time you're done. And also another indicator is when the broth or the soup becomes quite thick. And here is the beautiful finished product. Oh my god, you guys, look how great that looks. I really hope you guys try out this recipe. It is so good. It even tastes great the next day, sometimes even better, because all of the flavors and all of the ingredients have had a chance to just soak up each other's greatness. Let me know down below what you thought of this recipe. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye!